John Wayne riding across that silver screen, and I ain't that picture in your head of all these modern day wannabes. I'm just proud that I can say I don't wear this hat for show or fame, and if you don't like who I am.
Америкалык родеодагы таймаштардын бири бул улак байламай. Улак байламай дегенде бул улактарды кой беришет, чуркап барып атчан чаап барып, аркан менен буну кармай калыш керек же түшүп калып, бутунан бууп кайра атка мине калыш керек. Мисалы ушундай бир немеси бар. Андан тышкары мисалы биз аркада көрүп жаткандай, буканын элесиндеги тренажерный немелер турат, жасалма букалар. Ошолор менен дагы практика кылышат. Анткени биз азыр ошо родео оюндарына даярдай турган атайын машыктыруучу жерде жүрөбүз. Бул машыгуучу жер Вайоминг университетине тиешелүү. Башкача айтканда, Вайоминг университетинин университеттик курама командасы бар родео боюнча. Жана алардын ушундай талаасы бар, өзүңөр көргөндөй эле анча-мынча көрүүчүлөр келиши мүмкүн. Ар бир спортчу өзүнүн атын алып келет. Жана бул жакта университетте окуп жүргөн студенттерди чоң родеого даярдашат.
Shirt off of my back. Well, I'm up at the crack, it don't work till the sun's gone. I ain't got time for no crap. No, I'm not one of them posing pretty boys. I'm an everyday, all the way, 100% cowboy.
Бул торпоктор албетте родеодогу таймаштарга атайын даярдыктан өтүшөт. Мисалы, буларды негизинен түз чуркааны үйрөтөт. Эмне үчүн түз чуркааны үйрөтөт? Анткени булар бул жактан чыкканда, эшик ачылганда эле дароо түз чуркап барып, ушул талаанын тиги жагындагы бир атайын жерге кирип кетиш керек. Ара жолдон албетте ковбойлор буларды аркандаган аракет кылышат. Аркандаганда мисалы эки ковбой чыкканда бирөөсү мойнунан аркандаса, экинчиси бутунан аркандаш керек. Ошентип эки жагынан аркандалып калыш керек. Бул албетте тарыхый ковбойлорго керек болгон амал болгон. Анткени алар торпокторду мисалы канча көп торпоктун арасынан барып аркандап тартып алган мүмкүнчүлүк берген. Бирок азыр албетте бул болгону бир спорттун бир түрүнө айланып калды. Ансыңары ковбойлорду бул оюнга даярдагандай эле торпокторду дагы даярдайт. Андыктан булар толук кандуу спортсмен торпоктор десек болот.
Tie-down calves need to weigh from 200 to 250 pounds, and then we usually use the breakaway calves after we get done tying them down. So like that calf there, we tied him last fall, but he's grown and he's big, and so now we just breakaway rope. Well, they're more or less trained. We condition the cattle so that they know, hey, this is where they're supposed to go out the gate. And yeah, this is like practice. You know, they've done this 1,000 times, and some of them don't go as fast, some of them go faster. But it's mainly for these cowboys and cowgirls, you know, to learn more and improve their skills. I've been here at the University of Wyoming for 19 years. This is my 34th year of actually coaching rodeo teams at different colleges and institutions. I've been very fortunate. I've been part of 7 national championship teams, and I'd sure like to get those other 3 rings before I retire. I believe there's 280 institutions across the United States that compete in college rodeo. 280. There's 11 regions across the United States. This happens to be the Central Rocky Mountain region, which consists of Wyoming, Colorado, and western Nebraska. So we just compete within that region and then hopefully qualify to the college national finals.
Being a part of the University of Wyoming's rodeo team is definitely a huge part of my decision of coming here. I would honestly say, and these guys would probably agree, we're in a very tough region. And being in a tough region and practicing with tough girls and competing against tough girls and tough competitors, it makes you a better competitor. And so I think a lot of people, when you set yourself up for a good college career in rodeo, if you choose to go pro, you would be set up really well.
And are you still considering going pro?
No, with my life, I don't really want to go pro, but there's a lot of other options in rodeo without going professional. There's a lot of, jackpots, smaller rodeos, and then maybe someday, if you have a family and your kids want a rodeo, there's so much more you can do besides going professional.
A lot of them go on. In fact, a lot of these kids have their professional cards now. And according to the rules of the National Intercollegiate Rodeo Association, they can have a professional card and still compete in college. We've got to maintain 12 hours of eligibility, or minimum 12 hours enrollment every semester, plus maintain a GPA. So if they're not there and they're not in class, they can't compete in college rodeo.
Question number 1. What do you really study? I don't think that, this is extracurriculum, right? So, what is your major in university?
Elementary education is my major.
So you're going to be high school, you're going to be a teacher?
Yeah, for kids, for younger kids, it's K through 8. So I want to teach 4th grade.
And if they're going to misbehave, you're just going to tie them up? Yeah.
Why do you think I'm here? I got to get practice for those kids, right?
Biology and pre-vet.
So basically you're going to be working with these guys all your life?
Yep. Yeah, that's the plan. I study marketing.
And you're going to be selling these guys, I guess, or?
Yeah.
No, they're all over we've got engineers, we've got pre-med, we've got microbiologists, we've got some pre-law. In fact, I've got one that's probably going to be in law school next year. There's every discipline across the university. Everybody brings their own horses, so all these horses belong to the contestants. They have to supply their own truck and their own trailer. We do get some assistance from the university, but we're, always wanting more. But
is being part of rodeo team somehow different than being part of basketball or football, any other team? You're what is different with this difference?
I would say yes and no. I would say there are a lot of similarities. There's definitely still that team aspect. We've still got practice. We go to competitions. But, we're the real cowboys and cowgirls of the university. We're really tough. And, we represent the university really well, I think. And there's a lot of good athletes that are in, all the different types of athletics, basketball, football. But I think rodeo really stands out, not only with its uniqueness, but of the people that it brings as well. There's a lot of people on our team that bring so many aspects to the table, and that's really cool.
I've heard a lot of big no here. What is so different?
Yes. So it's really funny. It's not really funny, but just the way that the football team, they kind of get babied, and they get all these advances and everything. And, we're out here in the cold. And I understand they practice in the cold as well, but we have to drive, and we have all of our horses and everything. We have to get to the rodeo, and they're able to jump on a plane or jump on a bus and get there. And, they don't have to. They flat out, they honestly don't understand the expenses end of it as well. We have our horses, we have their food, our travel, their travel, Their vet bill is 10 times bigger than our doctor bill probably ever will be. And we are really lucky though. Today we got to go to the chiropractor, and that's our, the university supplies that for us, which is huge. All athletes get sore, especially us, and so that's something that we do share with them. We have those opportunities. But, there's definitely, we don't get quite as babied as they do, which is okay. It makes us tough, and that's what gets us to the winner's circle, I guess I would say.
Yeah. You want to add something?
Oh, I was just going to say along the same lines. There's a lot more to it, and every morning you have to wake up and go and feed your horses and then go to class and come out, and you're constantly living the life of a rodeo athlete. There's no escaping it, where you can just stop playing football.
So it's okay, can you tell me roughly how does your day go? Because with basketball players, they might run a bit in the morning, but usually there'll be training time. They come to training, they finish training, they're gonna go home. So what is the case in yours?
So normal day starts out, it depends what classes we have. Usually my roommate and I will go to the gym about 5:45, and then we get back about 7:50.
5:45 in the morning.
Yes, 5:45 in the morning. And then we get back about 7:15 or 7:30. We go outside and feed our horses. We run inside and take a shower quick, grab some breakfast, and then head to the library or head to class. As soon as class is over, we have practice here until about 4:35, and then by the time practice is over, we go. And on Mondays, we have a night class at 6 o'clock, and so we have to hustle home on hook, get horses fed, and then go into class until 9. And then we either go to the library, or if we didn't get to go to the gym in the morning, we go to the gym at night. And then that or on like a Tuesday, Thursday, we'll go. She's so busy that I sometimes just have to drop her off at the class because she doesn't have time to run home and change and everything. But it just, I mean, there's no downtime. You know, there's always something to do, and there's, like today, if I didn't get a chance to bring horses out because I have so much homework, we're still out here tying goats because we got to get consistent.
What time exactly do you meet your boyfriend and go to disco and date?
We don't. I don't know anyone that has time for a relationship that rodeos. Unless they both I mean, they hang out at practice, I guess, or at the rodeos. But I mean, it's really hard to manage sleep, a social life, homework, practice, my horses, eating. We actually cook all our meals on Sunday night because we don't have time to cook during the week. It adds up.
Is it pretty much the same with the boys, or boys have some kind of, like easier way to do it?
No,
pretty similar.
Yeah, I would say
unless
for
they're rough
anybody.
stock riders, because they don't have horses to take care of.
Yeah.
But they also don't have as much opportunity to practice as we do, so I'm sure they would be just as busy if they could be.
Why did you start doing what you're doing? And second, how did your parents and, your friends reacted to it?
My parents rodeoed when I was younger, and my dad used to ride broncs, so I sort of was brought into it that way. And my mum and dad, they love me doing what I do.
So it's kind of, it runs in the blood, it's like family thing.
Yeah, it's a family thing, and I really enjoy it. I have a lot of fun doing it, and yeah.
But you do realize it's risky, right?
Oh yeah, I know the risk. I've broken enough bones to know that it's not an easy sport, but I mean, I just got to do what I got to do because it's fun.
So many things are fun, There is things which are really fun but less risky. Like, what makes you every day, basically risk your life?
Just the life, the being on the road, the good people, good times. It's the best. It's better than any other thing I've ever been in.
And what are your plans for future? Like, what are your futures professionally, or are you going to continue in the pro?
Yeah, I'd like to go pro eventually, but just time will tell, I guess. A lot more practice, a lot more horses before I go pro, but that's the game.
And what are you studying in university?
Civil engineering.
So are you going to go to civil engineering, or are you just studying but you're going to go just to pro rodeo?
No, I'm going to try and open up an engineering firm, and then that'll at least have enough money to rodeo and whatnot, but I just guess I'll go day by day and see how I go by the end.
You okay? And they're different from the ordinary saddles by?
They're different than just because they got a lot more movement right here. They got binds under here and stuff like that. They're just kind of put together differently. And the swells are bigger so that you can really stay up underneath of it and ride something that's bucking compared to just riding a normal horse around.
So whenever a horse is bucking, what do you actually hold?
What do you actually hold? It's this right here. It's just a hack rein, and that's all you hold on to. One hand's got to be in the air, and then the other hand holding on to this. And it goes on. This is a halter. It goes around the horse's nose, and that's what you use to pretty well stay in.
So when it's bare, there was like how do you call bareback?
Yeah.
So then there was like another thing to hold, but
Yeah,
like
it's a handle rather than this, and they don't have a saddle either. It's more of just a suitcase handle on the back of a horse.
now was seriously, I guess, like, is the chances that, like, you might not get your legs out of it and this kind of some accidents?
Chances, but we wear bigger boots too so that they'll slip off just in case we do get hung up.
Could you also, like, explain, like, was it boots, was it chaps, like, was like general gears?
The chaps are kind of protection and they help you stay in the saddle and grip a little bit more, and they just feel a lot better. Plus, it's kind of a show for the sport. Okay. And then the boots, they just got to be pointy-toed, no square toe on them, so that they do come out of the stirrups a lot easier.
And this?
And that's so that you can really get a hold of them and make them buck harder and spur them.
Okay. And by the way, do you need them really? Like, do you have to control them bucking, or it's like how he bucks doesn't matter?
You can kind of. A lot of horses are going to buck just how they're going to buck, but also the more you spur them, more they're going to set up and really buck.
So, and that does influence on the points, right?
Yes, it does. Yep.
So how does it go?
The points they go 50 on the horse and 50 on the man. So they look at the horse and they score him out of 50, and then they look at the cowboy and how he rode and they score him out of 50.
Because that would increase your...
It's just a lot stickier.
Okay.
Yep.
And like one question, and it's kind of, this is where the rodeo came from. It was, like bragging who is the best. Which one of you three is the best?
Couldn't tell you. We practice every day.
He's sitting the best in the college standings right now, so.
So, the numbers say that he is best now, right?
That's right.
And when are you going to beat him?
Probably next year.
Okay.
You?
I'm definitely the best. Okay. I'm definitely the best.
And that's why you have like privately like your own space for it?
No, I'm kidding. Yeah, it depends on the day and who gets the best horse.
So, and like, I've asked that everybody, but like I want to ask you, like, why do you do what you do? Like, there is a lot of, less risky kind of fun things to do for young men.
Yeah, honestly, I just think it's really cool. People ask me like if I get nervous, because it is kind of risky, and I just tell them if you're not a little bit nervous, then you're not normal, pretty much. But you get used to it, and the kind of the nervousness turns into fun.
There is like thing, that animals can, sense when a man is, afraid. Is that also the thing here? And like, if that is, how you try to, fight it?
Yeah, horses can definitely tell like if you're nervous or afraid or something, and so you just try to be real quiet and calm with them, and they'll, if you're really calm, then chances are they'll stay pretty calm and you can get by all right. So.
And what are your plans for the future? Like, do you have like my plan maximum and plan minimum?
I guess I don't have much of a plan. I guess keep riding until it's not fun anymore, which I don't really see that happening anytime soon. So I'll just keep going.
And you also come from a family which does rodeo.
Some of my family members went pretty far with rodeo, and a lot of them didn't really rodeo much at all. So I kind of got to start with my friends more than anything, more than family. So.
And how did your parents react to it? Like your mom?
My mom's pretty nervous. She's very supportive, but she'd probably rather I didn't. And my dad's full support. So, yeah.
Does it mean your dad loves you less than your mom?
Yeah. Maybe he wouldn't be as worried if I got hurt. So.
And we are very, very lucky here with the amount of stock that we have, because that's not every college. Not every college has got 40 or 50 calves to break away and to tie and rope, and we don't. Not every college is gonna have new goats coming in, and then so you're not tying the same thing over and over and over. We have in a huge barn. There's not a lot of places that have a barn, and if we didn't have a barn, we live in Laramie, Wyoming. That would just wow. We're lucky.
Yeah, George has so many opportunities for us, not only academically, but here with our calves, horses. Everything. He really takes care of us as a coach, I would say, with scholarship opportunities as well. Like, there's just so much that he offers, and not a lot of other colleges do that. There are very few that have the opportunities that we do.
Where football players, they go and they get everything at the university. They supply them with all their equipment, their gear. Kids are on their own. But they do this as a passion. It's, it's a tradition. It's part of Wyoming. And so, they just keep right on going. So.